Welcome back to Hannity. The White House's decision to delay a key provision of Obamacare, the employer mandate, until 2015, well, it's not sitting very well with Republican lawmakers. Earlier today, the House Ways and Means Subcommittee on Health held a hearing about the overreaching decision of the White House. Here are some of those highlights.
Treasury Department's announcement confirms our concerns. Obamacare is simply not ready. For patients, families, and their children, though, you have to wonder, if Obamacare isn't ready for business, is it ready for my family? A lot of lives are at stake.
This law is literally just unraveling before our eyes. I don't know how you can conclude that this is not a total fiasco.
Now we've got a situation where essentially the administration for years has been pumping sunshine. For years, the administration, when asked, how are you doing this exactly? How is this great feat coming to fruition? And this committee and in all sorts of public representations has been told, it's fine, it's great, we've got it under control. In fact, we've got a wonderful plan for your life, and it's going to be absolutely terrific. And now what happens? Late before holiday weekend, the administration on a blog post essentially whispers, it's not working. Oops, this is a mess.
All right, now here's why this story is important to you. For starters, Congressman Brady was absolutely right when he asked, why only businesses? Why are they just getting the break? Why is the administration not delaying the implementation of the individual mandate as well? Selective enforcement? A second. Since when does the President of the United States decide which laws to enforce, which laws he's going to let slide? That will not hold constitutional muster. And finally, the decision was clearly politically timed, forcing the delay until, after those wascally midterm elections. So what else can we expect from the White House to do before the voters head to the polls in 2014? Here with reaction, syndicated columnist, author Patrick J. Buchanan, radio talk show host Leslie Marshall. All right, so the Obama administration unilaterally, Leslie, decides that they will delay implementation or part of it. They don't go to Congress for approval. They get to decide which laws they want to enforce. That's okay with you?
Well, it's okay with me because the Affordable Care Act is not going to be enforced. This is a delay for approximately 4% of businesses that have 50 or more full-time employees that don't provide benefits, because currently 96 approximately % of those employers already do. First of all. Second of all, when you have employers, I don't know about you, Sean, but I know I don't have 50 people in my family that I'm providing or going to purchase health care benefits for. It's very different because an individual can go to a database which is set up and ready to go. This is to help the employers in a sense. It's not that Obamacare isn't ready. Perhaps the employers weren't ready. Well, we're hoping for the courts to decide differently than they did, or we're hoping for Republicans to try and successfully repeal health care, which they did not.
Pat, isn't it interesting that Barack Obama and the Democrats came down on the side of those big, evil business guys, but not the average American citizen? I thought that was an interesting twist.
Well, it is, Sean, and well, there's no doubt about it. This is a bit of a fiasco. We're talking about the wreck of old 97. But I can understand why President Obama did it. It's going to have a very adverse reaction in hiring and the economy. But if he's going to suspend it for a year for the employers, there are hundreds of thousands of workers who are relying upon the employers to provide their insurance, who you are now throwing out into the market and say, you go find it for yourself and your family, even if you don't want it or you don't think you can afford it, or the IRS is going to be on your case. There's a simple solution. The president should support a bill which suspends the employer mandate for 1 year and the individual mandate for 1 year, and kick it over for a year and admit, look, it's more complex than we thought.
And by the way, Leslie, I'm sure this has nothing to do with the car wreck that would have been created in a midterm election year. There's no coincidence at all, right?
Actually, I don't think it would have made a difference, Sean, and I'll tell you why. You guys know the majority of the American people, you keep telling me, didn't want this, so I don't think it would have made a difference at all with regard to the elections and the outcome of the elections. And with respect, all due respect to what Pat said, you know, when you look at the figures and when you look at one of the reasons that our economy has had some of the problems with regard to health care reform, with health care is because of the overcrowding of emergency rooms when a kid has a temporary stamp of 99 by individuals, not by corporations. So the individuals definitely do need to get that insurance to have preventative health care.
But Leslie, does it really sound just and fair and equitable to say to the employers, the bosses, in effect, we know the problems you guys have got, it's tough and it's complex, we're going to give you a break. We're going to give you a full year because we see how bad it is. And then to tell these individuals who are relying on that boss for their insurance, hey guys, you don't get any reprieve. You go out and find insurance, or you're going to be talking to an IRS agent if we can get back from what he's doing to the Tea Party. So, I mean, is that fair and just?
Leslie?
Well, I think it's funny that, Pat, you've been in politics a heck of a lot more than me, that we're putting fair and just in politics all in the same sentence. But the bottom line here is the bottom line here is this is not about fairness. Despite Citizens United, we're talking about an individual and a family versus a corporation with 50 or more full-time employees.
Let me talk from Obama's standpoint. Look, why wouldn't he not just come forward and look, Tom Harkin says he can't change the law, he can't change the date, it's written into law. And so why doesn't the President of the United States say, okay, we're going to do the employer thing for a year, let's hold off the individual mandate for a year because they would have problems too. And if that's in his political interest, so what? Tell the Republicans do it and I'll take it and get the problem solved.
All right, we're going to take a break right there. When we come back, Pat, Leslie will weigh in on the Zimmerman case.